like there's people that I've known my whole life who on paper I know really well, but yeah, the three acquaintances I went to Vegas with, yeah, we're friends for life. So imagine if everybody here was on fucking ecstasy. The whole crowd would be laughing right now. This is great. Packed house tonight. This is like my viral masturbation video, which is great. No, no crowd comedy. Nothing beats it. So, I don't know. I had something weird happen to me the other day. I had this old lady came up and she said she was going to pray for me, which that's all right. I mean, no one ever says that like maliciously. She came from a good place, but I don't know. Like, praying for me is a lot like playing catch with Stephen Hawking. It's a one-way street, and you really look like an asshole. I, I love you, Grandma, but Jesus Christ, respect people's beliefs. What are you doing? It's terrible. I live with my grandmother because, you know, she could use the help now, or because I'm a degenerate if you want to be a dick about it. But I love her to death, which ironically is where she's headed. That's just statistical odds right there. It's going to happen. But I think it serves right. It's about that time. No one's got the balls to say it, so I'm going to do it. Old fucks just need to die already. Can we agree on that? Like, all right, maybe they shouldn't have to die, but an olive branch, they shouldn't be allowed to vote. Can we agree on that? Like, if statistics show that you're going to die before the next election period, just stay in your lazy boy wrapped in the Afghan and watch another episode of Murder, She Wrote, because your time is come and gone. It's not for you anymore. But like I said, I live with my grandma, and she watches Fox News all the time, so the TV's always on Fox News when I turn it on. Which, again, I'm not saying they gotta die, but I'm not saying I don't have a point either. But anyway, I'll go in and I'll go home drunk a lot of nights, and I'll turn on the TV and just see Bill O'Reilly's fat face just blabbering away. And I'll in my head, I think I'm watching The Daily Show or something. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, all right, Trevor, what do you got for me? So as I sit there waiting for the punchline, like you guys are with this joke, and it just never comes. And now you're thinking of your ex-girlfriend who never came, and now you got a double Jeopardy depression on your plate at 2 a.m., and that's just something that the booze isn't going to cure. So after a little while, you realize that you're not watching Comedy Central. You're watching the most viewed news program in the country. And that's the ultimate tease right there. I don't. The only way I can compare it is I don't know if anybody's ever you ever have like a girl go down on you, and while she's down there, she sort of starts messing with your asshole a little bit, and it's weird, but it feels kind of good, and you know statistically you might come a little harder, so you roll with it. But this isn't like sorority girl fingers we're talking about. This is like a Shaq thumb. I think we can all agree that Shaq's pinky's bigger than any dick in this room or listening right now, so that's just no fun for anybody. I don't care who you are. Yeah, my name's Joe. It's a family name. I'm like the fourth in a row, and we're all the firstborn in the family. So that put a lot of inherent pressure on me. You know, I gotta have a kid. I gotta name it after me. And I don't know. I sort of feel I don't really want to have a kid, but I think if I were, I think it would be a male. You know, I figure if the little shit can survive the abortion, I'll pass the torch. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't get laid. Dick hasn't been touched since the Bush administration. Thanks, Obama. Obama gets so much shit, man. I swear to God. I feel like if he were to come out and say that he liked the show Breaking Bad, like Fox News conspiracy theory would have you convinced that he's cooking crystal meth out of the White House basement. It's ridiculous. I passed a sign on the way here. You ever see those signs on the side of the road by a church? You know, cross, you know, in memory of aborted children. That was a real mind fuck the whole way here. I was just thinking, who remembers an aborted child? I can't even think of one ever being named. Yeah, little Joey, we had to let him go. Still celebrate his flathead anniversary every year with Dairy Queen ice cream cake, and it's all top shelf liquor because we can afford it because we didn't have the kid. I like that one. Oh man, I was reading this story the other week, or a few months ago actually. It was about this kid. I'm from South Bend, so it was up north around there, and this kid, just like 12 years old, killed her entire family, ran away, and they caught up with her. Like she made it a couple counties over or something. And reading this whole thing, I had one thought the whole time. I didn't see it the whole way down there, and I'll share it with you now. Again, I'm going to be the asshole, but I don't care. Nowhere in the story did it ever say they were probably pretty shitty parents. Like, that's all I thought. Kids are assholes, but they're reasonable assholes. Like, have you ever met a murderous 12-year-old? Like, no, I didn't even have murderous fantasies till I was old enough to be depressed. If you got a kid that's offing you before puberty, yeah, you fucked up. If that was your dog, they'd say, good thing the dog did it and put it to a better home. Because it's a kid. That's the most fucked up thing in the world, that anybody can just have as many children as they want. You don't got to pass a test. To get a free dog from the pound, you got to prove you're at least not half a tard. But any fucking meth head trailer park can just keep pumping out larvae. Look around the neighborhood. Yeah, they shouldn't be able to do it. I don't know. There's a lot of things fucked up in this world that I don't understand. I think I don't understand romantic comedies have always really been a mindfuck to me. So I think they completely kill the idea of love in this country, in this society. Like, you grow up and you just have this false idea before you know what the hell you're doing. And so I just don't buy it. Like John Cusack, like nice guys don't get the girl. Like John Cusack, the whole thing with your boombox on your shoulder, yeah, that's not gonna work. And Ryan Reynolds, I'm still pretty sure you're gay, so I'm not buying your bullshit either. So what happens to that guy? The movie doesn't end like that. That's just the first scene. You don't get the girl. You don't get to live happy. If you did, I wouldn't be here right now. You don't get the girl. You don't live a happy life. You become depressed way too early and depend on alcoholism and drug use to get you through the day. And before you know it, you're 24 years old, sitting in front of a handful of strangers at a pot church, pouring your personal feelings out there and trying to pawn it off as comedy because you're too cheap to go to therapy. So I got to keep rolling with that whole idea now. So, yeah, wish me luck, and we're going to keep rolling with this show, too. So, everybody, put your hands together, give a warm welcome. Rhett Castile, everybody.
Give it up one more time for Joe. Good job, buddy. Oh, how we doing? We having fun already? Yeah, forced enthusiasm from one person. We'll take it. Oh, God. No, this is, I'm glad to be up here finally doing comedy. It's been a while. And I've been hanging out with the women of the church all day. That's been interesting. Yeah, no, I'm fucking happy right now. New relationship at all. But she's got, when she gets a text message, I kept getting woken up by the time warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was fun. But then another woman in here has also got the Hunger Games noise, the little whistle that crap. And personally, I would just love a crossover in this church of that. Just the Rocky Horror Hunger Games. Oh, who wouldn't love to see Jerry Goebel walk out like Tim Curry? And just wish us all the best of luck and find out who wants to volunteer as a fucking tribute. Oh, no. No, like I said, new relationship, and I'm glad because in a few days it's already gone so much better than years of them had. I didn't always date the smartest women. I know this because I dated a girl once who I asked her, I said, where do you want to go on vacation? She said she wanted to go to a beach. I said, what beach? And she said, How about the grassy knoll? Yeah, there's a couple of you in the back. I can hear you. For those of you not keeping up with the home game, internet crowd, go to Google, unless they don't, try and hide more Hillary Clinton shit. Just saying. But, she said she wanted to go to a beach and shoot pictures, were her words. And I said, okay, because I'm a comic, I couldn't help it. I said, that's cool. I heard they shot something at that beach. Wasn't Kodak, but it did sure start with a K. You could hire 2 shooters, photographers, sorry. You could take one back and to the left. I know, because in all, from what I heard, it was a pretty mind-blowing experience. Oh, yeah. I read that in Singapore now, it's the only country in the world where they had forced freedom enacted upon them. I want to see those protest rallies. What do we not want? Freedom. When do we want it? Never. You guys can see I'm on a cane up here. The reason why I had the cane is because I had a bunch of surgeries on my back and stuff like that. But ended up with a rare disease. And, when you're in those moments, you need to fucking laugh. I've spent way too much time in hospitals, and you damn sure need to laugh in there. Because there was the first thing, like they did a massive surgery on my spine, and I met the strangest woman I've met in my entire life. The woman was an Asian anesthesiologist. Say it 3 times fast, you fucking cannot. And she walks up to me, and she has a very fresh off the boat accent because she goes, "Oh, hello." I said, "Hi." She goes, "We're gonna take you back now." I said, "Oh, okay." She grabs my gurney, takes it off the wall, pushes it through the OR double doors. We're not 5 feet beyond those OR double doors for the bed just banked hard right and straight into the wall. And that's when I found out that certain stereotypes exist in places you didn't expect. That's because from behind me I hear, and I quote, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a very good driver." I had to check and see if the gurney was a Honda. Oh, now, like I said, I'm on a cane, but hey, there have been great people throughout history who have used canes to their advantage. President Andrew Jackson once fended off an assassin with his cane by beating the shit out of him. Yeah, but this is also the same man who, after he died, his parrot that he had as a pet got thrown out for heckling. I would just love to hear a parrot in the back just, "One term." Oh, thanks, Scotty. Oh, God. No, Scotty just got back from places like Roswell, New Mexico. Yeah. No. Well, does that mean you're going to hang a shelf with a belt in the back? Yeah. Okay, good. So it's going to be like doing this up here. Yeah. Okay. Fun. Yeah, how was the probing? Oh, God. Now, David Copperfield, the magician, in 2005, was held up in a bank robbery, and he used sleight of hand magic to hide everything he had on him. I just want to be there when he's like, "Is this your crime?" You don't want to know where he pulled the rabbit from. Oh, God. I like this because there was a woman in Iceland who was just touring the country, taking in the countryside. And then she saw a group of people that were all banding together to do a search party for a lost woman. It wasn't until a while later she realized it was for her. Right. And when I say a while, I don't mean a few minutes. We're talking hours later. That raises a couple questions. One, how dumb do you have to be to join in on your own search party? And two, what the fuck does that say about the quality of your search party? They say Tina really found herself that day. Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, for the sake of segues, why don't we talk about this? Adolf Hitler. I don't know if many of you know this, but Adolf Hitler originally wanted to be a painter. That's all he wanted to do with his life. And he got kicked out of art school. That kind of crushed him a bit, but what really crushed him was he went home and he told his father about all this, and his father told him he would never support a son who had an art career. Do you see what happens when you don't encourage your kids? Staying on the Hitler kick here. You know, he also led the first anti-smoking campaign. It's really hard to take him serious. What were those crematoriums? I just want to see somebody who's like, put that out, or he'll be furious. Oh, God, I know. Yeah. But, no, during World War II, actually, what they did with the German POWs was they would bust them into American plantations in Texas to work for the black soldiers who were then drafted. I just wanted to see them just sitting around in a field going, this is bullshit. We had a plan. It was a solution, but I'm not saying it was a final one. There's an article about the healthiest old person in the world. They're only in their 70s. I didn't think that was very old. But, you know, saying that you're the healthiest old person in the world is just like saying you're going to be the last first person to die. Why you lifting, Grandpa? The Reaper. Why you lifting? Defiance. That's usually what it is. And even old person I've met, that's why they're hanging on, just to fuck with somebody. They had one person somewhere in their line that they just did not agree with, and that fucker's still hanging on. And they're just waiting for the day the tank runs out on the oxygen. It's been a dark fucking week. I'll tell you, I love working in this place here at the First Church Cannabis in Ferrado Nation because I have seen some truly fucking inspiring people walk through these doors. Today I heard something that really just picked me up, and this isn't meant to be funny at all. It's just simply the fact that we live in a country where I had to hear a man today say he can't die yet, and he's dying of cancer. He said he can't die yet because he has too much stuff he still has to do, and I don't mean in the sense of things he wants to do with his life. I'm talking about the sense of he has doctor's appointments, bills to pay, people that need him is what he said. And then I find out that countries like fucking North Korea have legalized marijuana. What the fuck does that say about the country you live in when North Korea is the one setting the example? Oh, phew. Sorry, just needed that for myself. So, actor Christopher Walken. When he was 15 years old, he ran away from home and he joined a traveling circus as their lion tamer. I need to know what a lion taming Christopher Walken is like. I want to see him under there, just in the center ring, just going, down, kitty. Look at you. You used to be the king of the jungle, and now you're here, underneath the big top. Perhaps you lost all your courage? Hey. He also, Christopher Walken, originally was up for the role of Han Solo in Star Wars. There's audition tapes, and they're amazing. But I want to see other movies rebooted with Walken. Like The Wizard of Oz. Who wouldn't love to see him just standing there going, you know, hey, you click your heels 3 times, and hey, you're back home. Not going for the Walken. Fuck it. We're going to keep limping on from that. A lot of my friends who aren't comics are trying to get me into Dungeons and Dragons nowadays. And they tell me, they're like, oh, it's great, man. You're going to love it. You can do anything you want. You can make your character however you like. That's a problem for me. I wouldn't be playing it the normal way. I'd be playing it like they were a bunch of old, like, 80s WWF wrestlers. You got to roll for a title shot. Instead of stride, he's got strut. Get your stats up to make sure you're still styling and profiling. Any of you ever get a text message from a friend right after you post something on Facebook and you didn't really want to hear from that person? Okay, it's not just me. This is like the new age of digital Jehovah's Witnesses. Just coming to your door. Instead, you're shutting off your phone, flipping it over, turning off the lights, and hiding behind the couch. Because no, you don't have time to listen to the Lord today. Of course, if you want to do that, I can recommend a fine back lot you can stand in and have a bunch of people feed you some horse shit. Boy, I had a feeling. I was like, man, should I do the let the devil out set? Yeah, why not? A church seems appropriate. I'm trying to make changes in my life for the better. Trying to get back into the gym and everything and working out. But I'm working out with a buddy of mine who has never really committed to working out in his life. And I feel like I'm teaching like a cub. It's really fun because I get to have a Lion King moment with him. I can stand next to the whole gym and I can just go, "Look, Simba, everything the gym touches is our kingdom. What about that dark, shadowy place? No, that is Pilates. You must never go there." A lot of my friends are starting to message me on Facebook because the 10-year class reunion's coming along. I went to fucking Warren Central. Do you think there's any part of me that wants to go back into that? I served my 4 years and I got out. But then, like, they're all posting these before and after pictures, and I'm seeing nothing but people who are on, like, their second or third marriage, their fourth or fifth child. And that's fine. That's what their lives took them. But I remember these people. And they're responsible for creating life. This is someone whose fucking sim died cooking in a house fire because they didn't happen to get their experience points up enough. This is someone who has created multiple lives, and yet they couldn't keep a Tamagotchi alive. I can't say much for myself, though, because I can just barely remember my social security number, but I can tell you where the hidden whistles are in Mario 3, no problem. Yeah, like I said, I needed dark jokes in my life. And I told all my family and friends to make jokes and make them dark. I said, "How dark?" I said, "Coffin at the bottom of the ocean at midnight, dark." They didn't hold back. A buddy of mine told me, he goes, "Rhett, you know what I do when I get mad?" And I said, "What's that?" He goes, "I take a walk." Yeah. But then the worst of the jokes was delivered by my little sister who's fucking here tonight. And yeah, she, no, go ahead. Give it up for her. I'm proud of that girl. I'm especially proud for this one because we were sitting around one night telling jokes. And I told her this one joke. She goes, "That was lame." I said, "What, like your sense of humor?" She goes, "Like your leg." Yeah, that's family right there. Had she not said it, I wouldn't have felt like she loved me. But then other people got on that I didn't expect, like the doctor who fucking diagnosed me. Yeah, doctor walks in with the test results telling me I have an incurable disease. She walks up to me and she goes, "How you doing?" I go, "Good, you?" She looks into the file, reads the results, closes it slowly, and goes, "Not as bad as you." That was a direct quote. Oh, yeah. But because of all the surgeries I said I had on my back and everything, I ended up with PTSD. That's a fun one. You know you've got problems when veterans of real war actually go, "Yeah, man, that's kind of fucked up." I even took myself to a psych ward once to just be checked out, just to make sure I was okay once. And they said they didn't feel I was a threat to myself or anyone else. I didn't really feel like I was, and that was fine. But they asked me what I did in my spare time, and I made the mistake of saying stand-up comedian. Because I felt like that was their only reason for shooing me out the door, was they didn't want a comedian on their psych ward talking to the guy who thinks he's Jesus Christ. Standing there going, "Found him!" It's way easier than those Christians back door made it be. So much easier. Oh. But, you know, one of the things that doing stand-up has gotten me into is all sorts of real things. I've got to really fun things. Like I got to work with people who were involved in sideshows and hardcore burlesques. I did a Ted Cruz rally once and I didn't know it, but it was $20. Comedians were cheap whores. I was more scared of the Ted Cruz rally, and I've done shows for bikers where a Marine came up to me and he goes, "You drink beer?" I said, "I do tonight." But last month I got to do the 10th anniversary roast of the Naptown Roller Girls, Indianapolis's female roller derby league. It's a lot of fun, but they all have persona names. Like, for instance, one of the ones I got to roast was named, what was it? Dora the Destroyer. Right. If you go to her Facebook and check her out, I swear to God, this girl looks like, basically if Tim Burton was having sex with Harley Quinn, while Hot Topic was just vigorously masturbating in the corner. Then they gave me, for my last one I had to roast, and I had never met any of these women, but they gave me one named the Asian Sensation, where all night I had been hearing how she was the fastest, the strongest skater. She could always stay in the lanes and all this other stuff, and that nobody could beat her. And I said, you know, I am just so glad to hear all that, because it's just great to hear about one Asian on wheels who can stay in a goddamn lane. I'm gonna close up with these, because you know how when you die, kind of like I've been doing up here, they have different ways they can memorialize you. Like instead of just cremation and burying you in a casket, they've got some really fun ones now. Like they can bury you in a biodegradable urn, and then your ashes regrow as a tree seed of your choice. But, you know, how would you pick a tree? Like, oh, how about a peach tree? Grandpa was a Georgia peach. That's what he was. Now let's all sit down and have a slice of Grandpa pie. You're gonna be going home later going, Grandpa pie. Another one I liked was the maker of the Frisbee. After he died, they turned his remains into a Frisbee. Yeah, it's good to know the kids can still play with Grandpa. Just right after you wrestle him away from the dog. The maker of the Pringles can. They took his ashes and they buried him in a fucking Pringles can. That is proof that once you pop, the fun does indeed have to stop at some point. My all-time favorite, though, is that they can take all the carbon that's in your body, they can turn you into a diamond, and they can give you to a relative as jewelry. That's Diamonds Are Forever at its finest. But I want to drive home tonight, and I want to hear that Shane Company commercial. I want to hear, there's a young man who wants to give his girlfriend an engagement ring, but he's short on cash. But Grandma's circling the drain. Introducing the Grandma Cut diamond from the Shane Company. TV ads are going to change too. You know the ones where the ladies run up to their girlfriends? He went to Jared? No, that fucking is Jared. Thank you, Mr. Rick Castile. That's my time.
Keep it going for Red, everybody, one more time. That was great. All right, next up, we have a semi-anonymous Carrie coming to the stage. No last name. She's got a record. Let's put it together.
Thanks, you guys. We are coming live to you from Snoop Dogg's basement. Like, this is the first church of cannabis. I wonder what, like, the first church of cocaine is like. It's probably really rowdy. That rowdy powder. My name is Carrie. My last name is Klaus. I just go by C because I still kind of teach. And my students would find me on Facebook. And so I just changed it to C. So ever since, I've just been Carrie C. So my name's Carrie, and people ask me who I'm named after. I was named after my great-grandmother, fantastic woman. But I get these idiots who ask me if I've been named after the movie. And I'm like, yes, my parents went to a theater in 1976. And they were like, you know, that girl that just ruined prom and killed most of her classmates, that girl's got some moxie. Let's name our daughter that in 11 years. I'm single. I can't do the online dating thing because I don't want to pay to be rejected when I can go into public and do that for free. I also don't want, hey, swiped right, banged your father, and now you're here. I want a story. I want our shopping carts rammed into each other. He had sausage, and I had all of these eggs. That's what I want. I don't like Christian Mingle. I saw an ad for Christian Mingle that said, do you want to find that person you spend until 2 a.m. talking to? I don't know of any Christian that stays up that late. I think in the book of Ruth, it says, nothing good happens after 10 p.m., so just go to sleep. That's what it says. And quite frankly, I think that Christian Mingle just sounds like a bunch of people meandering in fields of gold. That's what it sounds like to me. I dated a guy who was significantly older than me. He was in his 40s. I'm 29. And I would always get so confused because, like, when I would go down on him and something goes wrong, it was due to his old age. But if he went down on me and something went wrong, it's because I fell asleep because I got too drunk. Yeah, we did a lot of cool stuff. When we wanted to spice up our love life, we sent each other letters and then called each other on the landline. And then when things were gonna get really heated, we went to MCL and we complained about the food. That's what we do. If you don't know what MCL is, it's a cafeteria-style restaurant where they're trying to cover up the smell of death with chicken and noodles. The tightest skin in there is on the pudding, you guys. That's what you're working with. It's the only restaurant that has all handicap parking. And when you walk in, they look at you like something is wrong with you. Like, where is your hover-round? I'm not a strong woman. I'm not. I think the strongest women you'll find are on the Vagisil commercials. And, like, the diarrhea commercials are a close second. That's what I think. I went to an EDM concert. It's called Electronic Dance Music. It was actually at the race. It was in the Snake Pit. I didn't get too crazy there. I had a panic attack and left after 10 minutes. But I have thought the end result of an EDM concert, or what it's really like, is someone just left their screensaver up and is having music played in the background. It's an EDM concert to me. And then someone has crazy hair. I was out to eat one night and I overheard a lady talk to her date about her medical history, her whole entire medical history. And it just sounds like she's diagnosed with being single for the rest of her life. That's what it sounded like. I have a new debit card. I don't do segues well, but let's do this. I have a new debit card. It has one of those little chips on it, those little micro chip dealies. Apparently it's supposed to, like, be there for more security. Well, like, you insert it into, like, the machine. And guys, I have never had more trouble with insertion in my entire life. Like, and it stays in there for a while, and, like, so obviously it was created by a man. And it asks you a bunch of questions, like, do you want money back? What's your PIN number? Do you want to go to dinner at 8:30? Like, just ridiculous stuff. Like, it made me feel so insecure. I guess, like, you could say I have a chip on my shoulder about the chip. That's what you could say. I was always jealous of friends with divorced parents because they had the coolest toys. I never had a Barbie dream house. I didn't have the convertible because my parents didn't have to pay me in gifts to spite each other. It was just pure love. It was a horrible childhood. Horrible. Oh, man. I've done cocaine like 3 times. That was 3 times too many. I stayed up for probably an entire week. I don't know why that just popped into my head, but yeah. I thought that I was going to develop a problem. I try not to do drugs. I do a lot of alcohol. But I thought I was going to develop a problem, so I just like pushed myself away from that entire crowd. And I ended up dating a cop for a day. That's probably what helped me. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of doing drugs because I found that when I would smoke pot, I would be more productive, and I just don't want to be a productive member to society. I'd be like, let's go bowling. I would need to rearrange this room. Oh no, maybe I should have used a cheat sheet. Hold on, I have one. Hang on, guys. Let's see. I've been watching a lot of episodes of The Bachelorette, but I'll watch them when I'm drunk. So, like, for the first couple of weeks, they post when they go to commercial. It says, "Do you have what it takes to be a bachelor or bachelorette?" And drunk me is like, "Fuck yes." And then, like, sober me is like, "No, where's the Chili's commercial? I need something stable and reliable." It's crazy that we have those type of shows. Just crazy. I don't understand why. Like, there's this character, his name is Chad, and he is a character because he's being paid to be like this. I can't believe that there are people in the world who actually think this person isn't being paid to act like the way he's acting. He's like a monster, basically. He called the Bachelorette nagging in a proposal, and I could not stop laughing. That's just funny to me. Because I feel like if somebody proposed to me, that's how it would go down. But his name is Chad, and he's a monster. And he got let go from the show. Spoiler alert. He got let go from the show this week. And he's not leaving, you guys. He's not leaving. He's staying there, and he's acting like a crazy psycho. And he's getting a lot more money than I am, unfortunately. Don't know what that means. Maybe just start acting like a crazy psycho. No, absolutely not. I went on a date once, and it was looks like a guy who could be on The Bachelorette, and he asked me what my favorite movie was, and I said Mrs. Doubtfire, and he got really excited, and I got really excited too, and I asked, "Is that your favorite movie as well?" And he goes, "I'm a cross-dresser." Like, it didn't upset me so much because, like, we could share dresses, but unfortunately, we could not share a bathroom. I can't believe I just did that joke. Let's see. What else is going on? I went to Pennsylvania earlier this year. I found out the only bar in America that does not have Pussy Controlled by Prince on their jukebox. It's Fairways in Braddock, Pennsylvania, and it's fucking stupid. But on my way back, I saw 2 Amish women driving a buggy by themselves. And all I could think of is, man, women in Ohio have a lot more privilege than women in Indiana. We're not in control of our bodies. Men are in control of our bodies. Oh, goodness. I've been single for a while. I saw that guy, the older guy, and things were going great, and then he just started ignoring me, and I feel like that's a pattern in each relationship I've had. I've just let it fizzled out, kind of like my jokes. It's really funny. It's really hot up here. I'm like sweating. I used to be a fan of sweating a lot, but not anymore. That's what God invented air conditioning for. Pass around the collection plate. I grew up like religious. I did. I was a good kid until about 10 years old when I discovered sex. No, I discovered porn at an early age. Like when I was 10 years old, I thought that I had taped this Alice in Wonderland tape. I thought I found the tape Alice in Wonderland. I couldn't fall asleep without it. And so I put it in, and on top of that, I see a scene involving two females scissoring. And then it cut to a cat fight on General Hospital. And then it cut to a black guy penetrating a woman. Then it cut to another cat fight. And then it finally got to the actual Alice in Wonderland video. But it like, it was like her like swimming around in her own tears. And like, I was like, my dad loves to finish in weird ways. That's just... Oh my God, this is on the internet. I hope he doesn't see it. Yeah, I like porn. I do. I live with my parents now, so I don't feel like I can watch it as much as I did when I lived on my own. Definitely can't masturbate as vigorously, which is a bummer. I love the masturbation. I just love sex overall. I did discover it at an earlier age, and I don't think that makes me a bad person. I don't. I think it just makes me smarter when it comes to having sex, which means a lot of one-night stands, and that's done and over with. Any ladies in here fan of one-night stands? Or do you like your long-term relationships? I've tried those. We talked about that earlier. They fizzle out. It's not good. A lot of my female friends, they're planning their weddings. But not me. I'm planning my funeral. Because I wouldn't pay money for something I know that's going to last. Like, I want mine to be a celebration. Like, I want streamers, and I want a DJ playing Pussy Control by Prince. That's what I want, so you know it will not be in Braddock, Pennsylvania. Like, if it's any party that I've been to, I'm going to be stiff as a board, and nobody's going to want to touch me. And if I know my friends, there's going to be a big dick on my face. Hopefully drawn on this time. Had that problem. Yeah. Just soak up the silence. You know you're a good comedian when the room is just so silent. Now, I used to go to church a lot when I was little. I did. But while everybody was reading the Bible and like praying and churchy stuff that you do, I was looking at the lyrics in the old hymnal. That's what I would do. And so I would learn nothing from the person who was speaking on the pulpit. But I definitely learned every word to O Holy Night. It only took a week. I have a day job, in case some of you were concerned. This is gonna ruin me probably, since this is on the internet, but I am an instructional assistant for a kindergarten class. That's what I do. I've talked about drugs and everything, and I'm just so lucky that an employer finally recognized my maturity level. Like, I went from a corporate cutthroat deadline job to my biggest worry, keeping a straight face when a kid lets out a fart. And a lot of people ask me what it's like working with kids, and I just tell them that everything is covered in ketchup, and you're convinced you have pink eye. Like, that's it. They're great, though. This girl on the first day of school, she asked, "Are you pregnant?" I said, "No." She goes, "Are you sure?" I said, "No, this is just whiskey and awful decisions," which is how you get pregnant. Life advice. Had another girl tell me, she goes, "Miss Klaus, you look so pretty today. My dad would probably marry you." And I said, "Isn't your dad married to your mom?" And she goes, "He describes it as a difficult situation." It's ridiculous. Day before the last day of school, same girl goes, "Miss Klaus, you should wear a dress tomorrow." And I go, "Why?" And she goes, "Because my dad is coming tomorrow and you cannot look like the mess that you do." Roasted by a 6-year-old. I'm going to get out of here on this. I found out that there is a movie that has the same name as my vibrator, you guys. It's very exciting. What a time to be alive. So the movie, same name as my vibrator, I was expecting something completely different when I was watching Wreck-It Ralph. And I called my friend and I was like, "Can you believe this, Wreck-It Ralph?" And she goes, "Yeah, the same thing happened to me when I was watching Black Beauty." All right, that's it for me, you guys. Thanks a lot. Give it up for your host, Joe, or Jerry Goebel. All right.
Give it up for Carrie. Give it up for Carrie. I'm the post-game announcements here. I wanted to actually take this opportunity to push attendance at the church. No, I'm just kidding. I'm here actually. No, right? I'm doing this in a closet by myself at home. I don't need you people. Thanks for showing up, but you know it's wonderful to have you here. Hey, we have a writing workshop on Saturdays from 2 to 4. We'd really love to have you here. If you're interested in trying something revolutionary, please hit me up. Here's my plan. Basically, the situation is this. You would come in here and you would do a set with the lights off, you know, nobody in the room. You do your show in your garage, like I've been doing 23 odd years now, right? And then afterwards, we sit down and we post-game it, right? How's that? That's a learning tool. Jason Willenberg, did you enjoy it? Right? Right. I fingered his set all night. I was like, putting my finger. Where's the power word here, Jason? Where's the power word? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? And we're not changing your bed at all. Just sliding your knobs.
You know. You feel violated, and so you should, and I'm glad. So, and Jason's going to be coming and doing comedy here before too long. And then, and Gary Warren, you also, and as a voice in the crowd, did you enjoy that process? Yeah. Right? If you're sadistic, if you really have to get off weird, and you need to get off weird and have somebody help you with that videotape of Alice in Wonderland, Jerry Goebel's writing workshop seminar extraordinaire will start. You just got to come talk to me. You have to be willing to come in and just let me do it to you. So, it'll be a different kind of tutoring that's been done in this church in the past. Let's just say we'll have more about that in my set later when I confront the world in my actual closing set. But this is really a shameless plug for that particular thing. So if you'd like to do that, please let me know. I'm here at the church, locked in the basement usually. And so come find me, and we'll do some comedy. Does that sound cool? Yeah. All right. So now you guys have all been really good. Internet, we've got a very nice in-house crowd here tonight. You could join us, but we know you're all shut-ins. And sorry about that. It's okay. I'm sure the fingering probably set you all off. But, no, Daddy. And you can't get away from your room to come down here and join us in love and laughter. But whatever, suffer in silence. And turn off your sound filter. And so we're going to take a little bit of a break here. I'm going to let the people that are here that have shown up and have done such a wonderful job as our audience tonight, we're going to go take a bit of a smoke break. Indiana Talks Radio, you guys are going to continue listening to crap that you don't need. And I'd just like to suggest at this point in time that you remember that it's time to overthrow your government, and all these corporations need to go with it. So I hope this ad time really pays off for you guys. So screw you corporate entities, screw you Hillary Clinton, you're all going down in a big ball of flames. So anyway, with that, we're going to commercial. You guys, we'll see you at 9:07. Thank you very much. For your headliner, Chris Shaw. And we're back. I hope your capitalism and your corruption all paid off. Did you guys buy stuff you didn't need? How did that work out for you? Hey, we're rolling our crowd back in. We're trying to get everybody back. We had to go get some oxygen. And we got some folks that just came in from Toledo, so there are living human beings here. We can prove it now. You'll hear the laughter increase. It's been a great show so far. Thank you guys again for supporting live comedy, those of you who made it back in alive. Because, we sold Kool-Aid here before. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. A lot of times, that's why we lose crowds. We go out and have a tasting, and Jerry gets on a thing, and it's, hey, Kool-Aid, and we lose half the show. So, anyway, but more about me. I'll be having my breakdown here in a little bit. But it's a really pleasure to bring to you a really good friend of mine. I've known him for a very, very long time. He's a great performer, great buddy. Please give it up for the very funny Chris Shaw. Chris Shaw.
This is so amazing. A lot of people have asked me, have I ever performed at churches before? And after today, I can say, hell yeah. The first church. This marks for a perfect end to a perfect day, because I start this day by living the American dream. I smoke weed and I watch Netflix all morning. But don't even get excited because I didn't pick out a movie. I just stare at the screen till I fell asleep. Because those are the rules with Netflix. They have too many choices. Everything sounds good, but nothing sounds quite good enough. Sometimes they even get tricky with the titles, like the movie Hunger Games. To me, that sounded like a real good movie. It did. When I first heard about it, I thought it was a story about a family that had problems activating their EBT card. I was like, this is really sad. These people are hungry, and they make them play games just to eat. We all know Hollywood's a big fan of sequels, because shortly after came Hunger Games 2. Yeah, EBT card still not activated. Shit is rough in the streets. One thing normally true about most comedians is they like free stuff. I'm no different than the others. San Antonio, Texas, 3 years ago, there was a movie theater next door to the comedy club. They let us see every movie we can imagine. One movie I was there for, I can't tell you anything about today, Transformers 4. This movie's like 6 hours long. There's no way I could stay still in a movie theater for 6 hours. But it's mandatory as a guy. As soon as you see Transformers, you have to call up your friends and discuss what your favorite Transformer was. I couldn't do this because I don't really see the movie, but I still wanted to participate. I called my friend Jason up. He said, all right, you saw the movie. Tell me, who is your favorite Transformer? I know. Optimus Prime. New body style. Nope. Bumblebee? Mm-mm. Megatron, Starscream? No. All right, well, who? RuPaul. I was nervous. I didn't know he expected the answer. I thought we was going to go through at least about 50 more Transformers. But he's one of these kind of guys, he cannot accept something like that because he knows everything about every movie. He thought he missed something. He was like, look, Chris, I know you like to do your little jokes, but RuPaul wasn't in Transformers. I said, yes, he was, Jason. All right, what kind of Transformer was he? I said, he was a Dicksepticon. Also known as a robot in disguise. And one of the subjects open, I have something to say, Mr. Obama. I will not go to a bathroom and piss beside one of those fucking Transformers. It's super weird if the Transformer goes outside and turns into a Lincoln Town Car. I don't want to see that. Man, you didn't tell me you were a Transformer. My show is a little up and down, a little peaks and valleys, some excitement, and is disappointment. Silence, awkwardness, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I hope you're okay with it. Most comedians, they're not familiar with silence, and they don't welcome silence. I do, because I realize there are two types of audience members. There are those of you that will laugh, smile, clap, acknowledge, like some of the stuff I'm saying. Then there's also some crickets that I've strategically placed throughout this room. So when you don't find humor in what I'm saying, they're in the back like, man, this motherfucker is hilarious. I want to give a shout out to all my crickets. I hear you. What I want you to do is take the wrong thing away from my part of the show. I hate when people compare me to other comedians. I'm different. I'm fun. I'm not fun. There's one girl we were doing this podcast together, and I could have sworn she was talking to somebody totally different than me. She's like, Chris Shaw, your show is fast and furious. I was like, bitch, that's ludicrous. I do my own sound effects too. I'm a triple threat. This is a nice venue. I like it. I feel comfortable here, man. I don't know why. I've always wanted to bring church and weed together, and I feel like I've done that today. This is Martin Luther King's other dream that he had. They don't print it in most of the documents, but I have a secret copy. I like my style of comedy. Kind of just like tells me where I came from. My parents, they're totally responsible for this right here. They used to raise me off of phrases and idioms. My father used to tell me stuff like, Chris, you know what your problem is? You need to start putting the shoe on the other foot. I'm like, no, that sounds like the reason why you have the gout. You have bad health advice, Obi-Wan. He's from the South. He's from a place called Holly Springs, Mississippi. It's just like an hour outside of Oxford, Mississippi. Kind of like by Tupelo. He used to always say weird stuff they say in the South, like, would you stop dilly-dicking around over there? And there's no joke in that. I don't even know what dilly-dicking around means to this very day, but I always picture my father picture me rubbing a Dairy Queen treat on my wiener, and that's pretty weird. Because they come like 7 in the bag. And that's probably how Blue Balls got started. Holly eats cool treats. The grill and chill. There's a lot of racism going around this world. Everything feels like it's black and white now. I'm tired of talking about racism. It's even racism in food. Like, while we're on the subject, let's start calling egg whites by their real name. Segregated eggs. Because we all know those eggs are for. Apartheid. Sometimes I want to try food because of the color of it. I'll admit to that. Sometimes I want to try food because of the way it smells. Sometimes I won't even try food because of the way it's spelled. Lasagna, Silent G, that sounds real suspect. Guess what? I don't like noodles. I think food is something that we all like to do. I like to go late at night and go through the drive-thru and order dirty shit by myself. Sweets, Taco Bell. Okay, just me. I like dollar menu motherfuckers in here. I like to incorporate food and sex together. Like when I can't come up with a good excuse, like if I'm ever in bed and I'm performing and I can't go all the way, I don't even get embarrassed. I just say, I'm sorry, ma'am, our shake machine is down for the evening. It works. They just keep driving. Okay. This is about nice. They told me you're not going to have a lot of church members at your comedy show. And I said, that's okay. There's nobody there when I wrote these jokes. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with silence. This is like an upgrade for my joke. It's like, man, I've come a long way. Right? That's pretty cool. I'm okay with the amount of people in here because I didn't have very many friends growing up. So every night at my shows, I use the audience as my personal rental friends, about half an hour to 60 minutes. And after the show, I release them back into the wild and they can laugh with other comedians and I won't even be mad about it. All right, that's a stretch of the truth. I had one friend growing up. It was my best friend. It's my birthmark. Hell yeah, I named it Birthmarky Mark. But when I got older, I knew how stupid that sounds. So now I just call it Birthmark Wahlberg. It's fucking badass. I'll show everybody in here. Hear that silence? That's pretty weird, right? Exactly. I think I just heard somebody next door scratching. I like to stand like this sometimes to weigh out my options. And I didn't tell you before, but I named my testicles options. I'm up here. Stop being all weird, looking at my cannabis truck nuts. I actually like to collect the sweat from my balls, and I like to make sweet tea with it. This is all the shit I wouldn't say at a regular church. Because I would be in flames up here. But now I'm like a giant joint, and I'm going to be in a flame. That's super cool, too. I wish like police interrogations would go like this. Like you could talk to a glass window, and if they like your jokes, then you could walk away free. Badass. Like, all right, I don't care what kind of crime you did. Get the fuck out of here. You got a career waiting for you. I like to drink alcohol sometimes, but I like smoking marijuana more than I drinking alcohol. I don't think marijuana is for every place you go to in this country. Maybe a place like Indiana, we're not bothering anybody. Some place it wouldn't be good for, New York City. You know why? Too many people, 8.5 million to be exact. But they pass this, could you imagine routine traffic stop where marijuana is discovered on the scene? That's the end of it. You guys are waiting for endings on this. Just know it. Just know it. I like you guys because you don't even know what part to laugh at. And that was pretty cool because I didn't know where the laugh was coming from when I wrote these jokes either. It's like totally. I was like, that could be something right there, and I scratched it out. I was like, nope, it's not gonna be nothing right there. It's just gonna be silly filler material. I like going shopping. I don't like anybody judging me off the clothes that I wear, like it's a fashion show. On the East and West Coast, it's kind of like that a little bit. Problems I have picking out shirts. What I like to do is like to go off the wording on the signs advertising the shirt, and the wording on the signs advertising this shirt said it was called the weekend shirt. But it was nobody at the store that could tell me what a weekend shirt means, therefore I can't tell you guys what it means, but I can tell you I will be wearing a shirt today as well as tomorrow and Sunday. Because it's my weekend shirt. Thank you. I accept all those laughs, man. It's like, that was like a penny that just fell on the floor. I don't give a shit. I'm picking up all that because it adds up. All those laughs add up at the end of the night, and it's like, okay. And it's like fucking Coinstar. That's what it is. I'll accept them. All that metal counts. I'm glad it's finally got, like, summer finally arrived. I thought summer, like, said, fuck you guys, and walked out, like most of our dads did in our lives. I'm never coming back to Indiana again. But summer showed up. Thank you, summer. When the weather gets bad like it has the last couple winters you like to do, I like to close my eyes and travel to a nice warm place. If I can afford to do so, I'm going to that place, which is what I did 2 winters ago. I took a trip to Nassau, Bahamas, and I stayed in a beautiful Lands Resort. Now, anytime you bring them to Caribbean, people always want to compare stories. Is the weather perfect? Pretty much. Is the water crystal clear? All the way to the bottom. How about the sand? Is it white? White as a ghost, my friends. All right, Chris, enough about the scenery. We want to know a little something about the marine life. Okay, First Church of Cannabis, you talked me into it. I'm not going to leave my congregation wondering. I'm going to tell you all you want to know about my great snorkeling adventures. I saw some sea turtles, seahorses, stingray, coral, peanut butter and jellyfish. It's a new species. I saw a lady, she had 6 toes on 1 foot. Yeah, I'm not into sci-fi either unless it's Shark Week, but this is a crazy story because it wasn't 6 toes all in a row like you'd expect to see. She had 1 that was upper deck and the cheap seats. Scalper tickets. It looked like an apostrophe for other toes. It was disgusting and also confusing. She was good at picking up socks. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and this saga also continues. She painted the 6th toenail. Yeah, that's nasty and also necessary. Do you paint the 6th toenail if you have 6 toes, or do you just paint the whole toe camouflage? Can you believe we're in the church and we laugh at this girl and she's not even here to defend herself? You know what that makes us? We are heathens. That's what we are. We're bullies. Yeah, and I'm no better than anybody else in here tonight because I didn't bother to get her name. I just call her Tonisha. Tonisha. I know that sounds kind of corny right now, but one day you're going to call this moment. You're going to be talking to some pretty black girl. And you're going to be like, so what's your name again? Tonisha. Name of that joke is Footnotes. You guys are pretty good. You're on your cue now. You know exactly when to laugh. I like that. I'm in town here in Indianapolis this weekend, and I might take me a stroll to the Indianapolis Zoo. Do some little investigation. Like, I'm tired of hearing all about that bullshit in Cincinnati. All this gorilla talk. Everybody's got something to say. There's some gorilla or parenting export and expert. They're exporting experts. Even my ex-wife, she chimed in on the shit too. She was like, you know what? If that was my baby and it got taken by a gorilla, you know what I'd do? I'd find my way into a gorilla cage and I would either fight that gorilla or I would try to lure its attention away by keeping it distracted. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard of in my life, right? Because everybody knows the only thing that a fucking gorilla has to do to get you taken care of is a smash on the head or throw a barrel at you. That's it. She's fucking done. I think I would have. I probably would have went in the ring myself a little bit. I'd have fought a gorilla. On a video game, I would have, but not like in real life. I'm not stupid. Like, it's no way that those gorillas are born with muscles. Probably kick my ass. You never know. When you go to the zoo, it may be a special day where an animal may be waiting for you to walk past so they can slip you a note, let you know things are going down wrong on the other side of the fence. Some zoos don't have enough people to take care of the animals. Some zoos actually make the animals take care of themselves. Syracuse, New York, outside the pony cage, there's a sign that reads, please do not feed us French fries or fingers because we can't tell the difference. You can't tell the difference between French fries and fingers, but you wrote a paragraph explaining such? What do we have here? A picture of French fries and fingers that you drew with a hoof. Do I look stupid to you, pony? There's even the crazy parents. You've seen these parents before. They sit around and watch Nick Jr. all day and think they know everything about animals. Hey, Billy, come over here, take a look at these monkeys. Check out these monkeys. You love monkeys, Billy. And that's when I snap. I'm like, sir, stop it right now. That's politically incorrect. Not called monkeys. They're called primate Americans. Okay, that was entitled The Banana and the Tailpipe. Some of you fell for it, and the rest of you didn't see Planet of the Apes, so that made no sense at all to you. Hell Caesar. That's pretty fun. You guys did a good job that time. You're about ready for a real comedian one day. You're gonna be like, man, I know how to laugh now, and I'll be there to co-sign for you. Know the Republic. Like, yep, they fucking passed my class. They're official. They have a funny bone. They used to be actually my rap name, Funny Bone. Yeah, I was with Bone Thugs and Harmony, and they kicked me out at the beginning because they said that I don't take shit serious enough. I was like, fuck you and the Cavaliers. I didn't really say that because Cleveland wasn't even winning back then, but for this joke, I said it. I like this place. I want to roller skate in this place. That'd be super cool. have a hoverboard or something with some smoke coming out my wheels. And like as I come to the stage, you guys are like, oh man, I'm fucking ecstatic about the speech. I just start talking about nothing. I like being in Indiana, but like sometimes, you know, when you feel like you've outgrown your fishbowl. I've outgrown my fishbowl 3 years ago. I decided to move to the big leagues, and I moved to Los Angeles, California. Yeah, thank you. And then I moved right back to Indianapolis, Indiana. What I'm trying to say is it didn't work out. And I'll tell you why it didn't work out. Not because I'm a failure, it's because I failed to do research. Before you go to a big city, you should always do a little studying and planning. I didn't do that because I just wanted to party. So as soon as I got there, my friends, they took me to Riverside, California to a Persian Halloween party. I responded the same way as you did. I was like, Persian Halloween party. And to that moment, I don't heard of one kind of Halloween party. And that's Halloween party. But it was different indeed, my friends. Alcohol as far as the eye can see. Strange scribbling on the bottles. I don't speak Farsi, but I did take 2 years of Arabic in high school, and I managed to work out the words purple drink, and I said, sign me up for that mission. It was curry chicken at that party. Did I have any curry chicken that night? No, I didn't. How do I know it was there? Because it took me a week to get that smell out of my clothes. There was belly dancing going on. In case you're not familiar with belly dancing, it's the twerking of the Middle East. Add in finger symbols. I was a guest judge. And there were characters I never noticed at a Halloween party. The first character I noticed was a Mexican guy. He was standing in the corner and he was dressed up like Jesus. And I was like, hey, what would you do? Because it's Jesus I'm talking to. Wasn't nobody saying shit to him, and I'm trying to go to heaven fast pass. Well, guess what? I must have caught him off guard because he was like, about what? Oh, I get it. You must be Latino, Jesus. I'm sorry, Jesus. I thought you were somebody else. It's always good for like one like little tight giggle, but it gets no love in San Antonio, Texas. Let's talk, man. I was like, oh, you want some t-shirts? Something else I found that night is bad news. Show up at a Halloween party without a costume. I didn't have a costume because I already told you I wasn't prepared, but I did have a very large beard like the rapper Rick Ross, except I didn't have a mustache. Now, I don't really care for stereotypes, but if I'm short-handed and they work out for me, I may accept them. Now, everybody in this party, they were tripping on something, except for me. Because at that point in time, I know if it was free, so I was just an innocent bystander. This one girl runs out the bathroom. She says, hey, I don't know if you noticed this, but you have a pretty defined jawline. And with that beard, you kind of look like a black Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing to say, which means not only will I be shot in the theater, but this time it'll be for talking. Thank you. Finally, I finally cracked that cherry. And if you didn't get that, it means you don't know too much about American history, or you just never been to a movie theater with black people. That's a funny joke. It's a very funny joke. I know the author. Her name is B. This is a super cool ass room, man. I feel like I wanna go get. I bought some purple body paint a couple weeks ago in Oklahoma, and after the show, I think we should play a game of naked dodgeball in the dark, and we could dip our balls into the body paint and give purple tea bags in honor of Prince. I think he would want it that way. And then we'd be known as the beautiful ones. Oh my God, is that original? Yeah, it's super cool. You know what? I bought a Dollar Tree notebook, and I want everybody in here to sign it. Not the same page. I want you all to sign your own page, and then I'll write you a letter back too. If you want to do it like that. All right, this part's creepy to me too. It's like super quiet. Fucking quiet as hell. I like church's chicken. Church, not regular churches. I like church's chicken, and I like Popeye's chicken. I like KFC chicken, but I like Popeye's the best. I just hope KFC and churches don't mind being my side chicks. I don't know how to explain that. Like, look, I'm fucking eating somebody else. Your breasts are fine, seriously. It's not you. It's me. I've actually started writing some different things lately, some screenplays. I'm actually working on one about an addict. He's addicted to KFC side items. It's called Slaw and Order. You guys don't like Slaw that much. That's cool. Like we like KFC and Long John Silver. That's it. Like slaw juice. I think they should come out with cinnamon toast crunch pepper spray. Fucking for the guy who really didn't mean it. He just thought she was saying okay. And you're like, no, motherfucker. I'm like, oh shit. Pour some milk on my face. Would that be acceptable if it was like not that bad? Like, okay, asshole. The next one's gonna be pepper. Okay. Fresh ground pepper. Wouldn't that would be badass if like they had a fresh ground pepper rape kit, and then like after you like fucking kick a dude in the balls, you just get on top of him, you just tell me when to stop. I don't even have fucking salad. What I like about this crowd is you laugh even if you don't know it's funny. You're like, you know what? Let's do it anyway. Let's get some practice in, because laughter is the best medicine. And I'd say, yeah, fucking dope it up. When I get older, like about 84, I want to wear skinny jeans. I really do. I just don't want to look fucking old. Old is not cool. Is it cool to be old now? You can wear gray hair. Is it in? No, better be. I found a gray pubic hair the other day. That was like my first racist moment in my life. I was like, you get out of here, you little white motherfucker. Don't bring your ass around here. I don't want you around all the rest of them. And I know what you're thinking. This guy just turned into an asshole. He was kind of cool at first, but all bald hairs matter. And you're right, they do. So I shave them all off now. My shit's silky smooth. I probably need to work on my material because like all my best jokes tonight have been about my balls. You guys like ball jokes, or this is a ball joint crowd. You guys can be the ball side, you guys can be the joint side. It's like, what is he talking about? We don't even work on cars. Stupid. I'm back on the dating scene, freshly divorced. Yeah, I'm switching the game up, man. I'm switching pictures. I'm actually not that kind of picture. Let me clarify that. I'm gonna go with a different kind of girl. Girls, that wear glasses. Girls, ponytail holders. Girls with braces. I love braces. I just hate all the noise their legs make when it rains outside. Would you shut the fuck up? Everybody's going over together, and this is kind of like not really. It's exclusive right now. I was driving Uber and I met a young lady. She had 5 fingers on this hand and 2 fingers on this hand. And we talked for a while before I actually even noticed. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I didn't even pay attention to her. I should have known. Like, I flipped back through, the late night texts we had. And I was like, send me a picture. And she would send me a picture. And, like, she was, like, smoking a cigarette. And I just didn't notice there was 2 fingers in that picture. And she sent me another picture. She was eating Chinese food with her friends. She's really good with chopsticks, I thought. But she sent me like one of those sex pictures. She was like this. I never even noticed that it was just 2 fingers. I felt like such an asshole. I was like, I don't pay attention to detail. I would make a horrible detective. Name that joke in 7 digits. I hope she's not watching this show. She's gonna be fucking. She can't flip me off. I don't give a shit. Sorry if you're watching this. She's got a hoverboard. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I just never seen any. When she rolls off, she's always like. She never did that to me. Isn't it quiet fun to be quiet sometimes? It's like a class that never had started. It's like, is this teacher gonna say something? Is he gonna give us something to work on? I'm gonna give you some coloring books, you guys, with brown crayons. Like brown crayons? That's how we gotta cut out racism. We make everybody color with one crayon. You guys, white people get a brown crayon, black people get a white crayon, and we see how frustrated you get that you can't make real people. Like, it's fucking. You get familiar with that crayon. So I'm gonna have some crayons and some crayon sharpeners in the back. I want you guys to get used to it. This is how shit's gonna be around here. Now, if you feel like you don't want a brown crayon and you want to talk to me, guess what? I'll pass out some black crayons. Back talk to that. And for all you black people that don't want white crayons, you're getting silver. I like to listen to music. One of my favorite types of music to listen to is old school hip hop. I like old school hip hop. It just touches my soul. I like the beat. I like everything they're talking about. I don't care for today's hip hop as much as I do older hip hop. I still like it, but it's a little bit different because rappers are talking about different stuff. They've actually run out of things to talk about. I heard a rapper the other day saying shit like the same stuff we all have. I got 2 phones. Yeah, we all do. It's called a family plan, asshole. I got 4 phones. I heard another rapper named Future. He has a song called Stick Talk. He has this line that says, I don't have no manners for no sluts. I'm going to put my thumb in her butt. Yeah, you don't have manners for sluts or body parts, asshole. That's very disrespectful to your thumb. The thumb's only job is to like shit on Facebook and to hitchhike. Are you kidding me? You just fucking stuck a general with a pile of shit. These are the servicemen on the hand right here. These guys are fucking infantry. They go in, they check everything out, they make sure everything's okay. Don't ever put that kind of pressure on your thumb. I'm not saying that I wouldn't stick a finger up a girl's butt, but it just wouldn't be a thumb. It's super weird. 2 lines later, he says, they say my whole hood is under investigation. No shit, because somebody dropped a dime, you guys are sticking thumbs up people's asses, and that shit is illegal in Wisconsin. All right, I'm not thumb wrestling your ass if I ever meet you in person. Let's just say that. I can't walk off the stage with a shit joke. That would be totally shitty. I got a movie that I'm working on. This is a perfect place to talk about it. We just came from this movie shoot. It's Head Shop of Horrors. It's a marijuana parody of Little Shop of Horrors. Thank you so much. It's been nice if you guys been over there. We actually had to rewrite some scenes before the show here tonight, and that's pretty awesome. My partner, Terry Shepard, has some friends from Toledo, Scott, and Michael Papa, and Chris, and audience. Everybody give them a round of applause. Make some noise. My friends to support. It's a really good movie. Check it out. Head Shop of Horrors on Facebook. And we need support. That's all it is. Things can't survive without support, and so it's a really good project, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the show with Jerry Goebel.
Chris Shaw, give it up for Chris.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. I'm so glad to see him back. Great show. Thanks again. I'm back. Yeah, I was here earlier. It's like a bad penny. It's like bad acid. You're like, oh man, I was feeling all right, and then he came back. That's how the neighbors feel about me. So anyway, the reason we use the brown crayon, or at least I do, is because our lawn always looked like shit. I didn't, I got the sky and the sun, but everything was gravel, and really was no point in green. So unless, of course it was zombies, but So anyway, Mike Pence is running on family values. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. In some alternate reality, he thinks he's really doing something here. Just like, what the fuck? Is this bizarro world? It didn't work before, and nobody liked it, and yet you go back to this old trope. Like, man, the guy is so closet gay. Mike Pence is got to be gay. He's got to be. How can you be this against gay people and not secretly want to suck on a closet rod? How can you say Mike Pence? I hate gay people. Keep them out of the bathrooms. Mike Pence on the family values. Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing. The gall to run. You know, when you know everybody. So what's the point? Really? Are we going to fix another election? Is that what's going on? It's going to be another hoop-de-doo and we're going to all buy the fucking lie again? Family values. This is the most unfriendly bunch of assholes I've ever met. Mike Pence. Here's the new project, kids. I'm the Tyler Durden of this show. I'm not here to be, you know, like Chris said, I'm the fun guy. Well, I'm the guy who's the incite guy. I'm not really interested in whether you think it's funny unless you can see down the road in the big picture. All right, so kids on the internet, I need to find out if you assholes are even watching. There has been some question as to whether or not you exist. I don't know. You might not be there. I don't know. But I want to put a couple things out there to see if maybe you're there. Maybe you're there. I want you guys to help me start something called hashtag Mike Pence is my boyfriend. And I want you guys to talk about all your dirty homosexual experiences with your boyfriend, Mike Pence. It should be flashing across your screen right now. We've programmed it into the... Is it going, Scotty? Are we going? Do you see it? Hashtag Mike Pence is my boyfriend. So we've started the spell. Is anyone listening? We don't know. But it's been some strange occurrences in this show and with just the way this year has gone. I spent a lot of time talking about for-profit prisons back in September, and then suddenly it became part of the dialogue. I don't know if people are listening. Is this a clouded delusion, and in my own mind, I'm talking and things are changing because I'm crazy? To think a guy like Bernie Sanders could win, ooh, I must be nuts. Nuts. So, in order to prove, again, let's do another test. The Hillary thing. When you talk about Hillary Clinton, they say, Hillary is the alternative to Donald Trump. Well, I mean, you can disagree about it, but the whole argument is that Donald Trump is more dangerous. And I say this is a wholeheartedly not true statement. Because, quite frankly, she knows how to use the CIA. She's already helped in Libya's knockdown, right? I mean, as a person who, just as today, they released things saying that she was the one approving drone strike assassinations. I mean, obviously, she had a hand in it. So she already knows how to destroy everything, and there's going to be another war. Let's just put that on the table. I'm going to put it right on the table, nuts up. Here you go. She can't be controlled because she knows the system, but Donald Trump is a buffoon. A dumbass punk who has no idea what policy is. He doesn't know nothing. He's not going to do nothing, because here's the idea I want to push on you, universe, internet. Donald Trump can be quarantined just like Jimmy Carter. Remember Jimmy Carter? Sweet guy with an engineering degree. Fucking guy was smart, but nobody liked him, and he was going to do it himself. And you know what they did to him? They fucked him. He didn't get shit done. He sat there and was reminded how he wouldn't let a dictator be killed for his whole fucking session. They got rid of him pretty easily. And he was smart. Donald Trump's a moron. No policy agenda. So I want to put that out there. So here's the magic. Here's the propaganda time. Internet, if you exist, just like Jimmy Carter. Say that with me. We will quarantine him just like Jimmy Carter. We will quarantine Trump just like Jimmy Carter. We will quarantine Trump like Jimmy Carter. Quarantine Trump like Jimmy Carter. Quarantine Trump like Jimmy Carter. Did it work? I don't know. Who can say? All I know is the neighbors are watching. And I want them to see that. I had an incident with the neighbors yesterday. The protesters. There's three of them right now. There's a younger lady and a husband and a wife. And the husband's really cool. We're kind of getting along because we understand they didn't like us being here. I understand. It's an old church in the neighborhood. They don't agree with the whole cannabis thing. They think somehow that the cannabis is the lead of the religion. It's not, man. It's the grease of the gods. I don't care what God you go to. This shit'll help. You'll find it, man. You'll find whatever you think it is. You think it's energies? You think it's a white guy in a robe chucking lightning? Hell yeah, man. Whatever, man. It all makes more sense. You know, but at least you feel connected. So I can argue a religion on that, right? So I'm back here trying to be cool. We found some old photos of these guys, brought them over to be nice, talking sweet to them, being real cool, trying to be a good neighbor. Because honestly, that's the thing. They're wanting a confrontational fight. He was cool. We were talking about it, you know. The criticism of this place. He's like, this stadium, this whole thing. They were like, oh, man. You know, entertainment venue. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's a load of crap. This is like the Praise the Lord PTL, man. That's what this is. This is Praise the Lord. Built a TV station because nobody will come here because they're scared of you goddamn hillbillies and your stupid cameras and the whole negative press. They walk in and the lady's the problem next door. She's the ringleader. We had a nice, long, spirited discussion. At the end of it, if anything, she made me more of an atheist. I don't buy God on the same level everybody else does, man. Everybody's got their own interpretation, man. To me, everything's energy. Universe is energy, top to bottom. Cannot be created nor destroyed. Where does the soul go? Oh, gee, I don't know. Somewhere else. I don't know what it does. I think it's your vibration. I think if you're a positive person, you have a high vibration, you're going to a better place. If you got a low vibration, it's slow and time slows down. And that's what hell is like. If there is a hell, it's going slow for eternity as energy. How horrible would that be? Right? I can get my own heaven and hell. I created a whole new one, a whole concept of how it's going to work out. I ain't worried about dying. You're just going back in. You're coming back out of something else. If it's even real. So what's your religion? You know? What you got? What you want? This is going to help you find it. That's my religion, you know. But now I'm back here, and she's praying for me in front of me. Standing directly in front of me. You've got to accept Jesus into your life. I'm going to pray for you. She stands right in front of me and prays at me. I said, maybe it's your approach. Seriously, you want me to change my mind and my opinion? You come at me like a crazy person, screaming about Jesus and then praying forever. Do you do this when you go out? Do you, I don't know, pull into a Dunkin' Donuts? Jesus, give me a cruller! Jesus, oh Lord, pray for this sinner. She didn't make enough crullers this morning. You're fine. You know, I'm like, come on, take it down a notch. You want to have a conversation like a person. But wait a minute, we're in Indiana. Hashtag Mike Pence is my boyfriend. And, you know, it's crazy talk like that. And she's informing me about the Bible. The story was of the 2 deaths in Revelations. I don't know if you've heard it. This is the story she told me. In Revelations, you're dead and you are in hell. And then at the point of the second coming, you will be brought back from hell and put into your body, and then you will be cast into the lake of fire, which is hell. So you're throwing you back in hell. So basically they're pulling you out long enough to dispose of your trash and throwing you back in it. That's the only thing I can figure because it's a pointless. So I'm like, what? So now you're just talking silly with me because you're trying to get a reaction out of me. I brought you some photos. You know, now I got to find Jesus. And you know what? And almost as a point of principle, I refuse heaven. You kidding me? I'd take a challenge anytime. Oh, Lord, if you exist, send me to hell. I will smile the whole time. I will burn and think, fuck that bitch. Fuck her and her praying in front of me. It's rude. It's not even a question. You can pray for someone, but you do it on your own time. You don't approach the person and go, you're fucked. Pray for this guy. I gave you a present. Old me would have burned this shit in front of you and laughed. Oh, I would have laughed, and I would have been like, nah, 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 nah. You remember that? This is me in your window at night. Nah, 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 nah. I know you're watching it, praying for my soul. But it won't matter, man, because I'm already right with whatever it is. I ain't passing judgment on him. I'm not exactly sure where the fuck I am. I'm going to start judging God. Oh, no, I think he's a little taller than that. What are you? Fuck off, you know? And to presume to judge, to cast the first stone, are you kidding me? Lying about her medications. I said, I am here because this is also the cure for cancer. It's a freaking cure for cancer. I'll put those balls on the table too, Mike Pence. is my boyfriend. It's the cure for cancer. And I told her, I said, when you are dying of cancer, you're going to wish that this had been something you could use. Instead, you'll take those poisons. She called this stuff witchcraft and voodoo. I'm like, you get medicine from pharmacies that don't care about you, that have kill lists. And you're taking that with no problem. No, I never take pills. Yeah, you lie, lady. You're on thyroid meds. I know now. I'm doing research on you, baby. I know I'm doing research on you because you ain't getting away from me. Oh, you think you're going to pray for me? That's fine. But I'm going to help you be a better person because you suck. You suck. Rude, obnoxious. You have an opinion, you can talk it out. You don't attack everybody that comes through the yard praying for them. That's crazy people talk, man. If a person doesn't want to accept it, why wouldn't you be a little cooler about it? At least find out what my name is first. How do you know I'm not going to hell? Maybe I am Jesus and you just shit in your mess kit. Suck on that. Maybe it's gonna be a white guy this time. They never, you know what? We don't have to lie this time about what color he was. You know? That was the other discussion. I'm like, come on, man. They were like, no, he was pretty much an albino. I'm like, oh, Jesus albino, great, that's great. He's also a sewer people, right? Whatever, man. Fuck you. You don't dick. I know at the cure for cancer I'm fighting for, and she's just, you know, there's a sense of community. Stoners, people who imbibe on the sacrament, I'm just gonna say marijuana, people who know it and smoke it, we connect. Why? It's about vibrations and energy, man. It's about hanging around with people and realizing we're all cool. It's the whole, you know, they talk about mellow vibes. That's where people are getting along. Everything's mellow. You know what I mean? Go to a thrash pit. Find a thrash pit that's mellow. There's no such thing, right? Because it's a state of mind. It's all, I don't want to say euphoria, but it's just like, come on, we're not taking it all so goddamn seriously. This is crazy. They're protesting for a year. They've been sitting outside every Wednesday for a year with a sign just messing with people. And it's the neighborhood thing. And honestly, I think she does it for herself. Because you don't go out and pray for people and make a big horse's ass out of yourself on that colossal of a level unless you think you're getting something out of it. The purpose was to antagonize me into a fight or yelling at her so she could justify her crappy behavior. And I would not do that. Because then that means she's winning. And I'm not playing those games. This is a load of crap. You're going to pray for me and you're going to do it in public. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the spectacle. You want to be important. If this place goes away, what are you going to do? You're going to sit on your ass on your front porch right like you're doing with nobody to talk to you. Except your husband, he may kill himself. I don't know. I spent 20 minutes with you and I was ready to do myself. I was like, holy crap. If there is a hell, well, I'll take it. I'll take it. Back into the left. I get it. I understand. Kennedy had himself killed. I mean, say what you will about marijuana, but more people have been killed by pop rocks. You know? Have you heard? Lady died of pop rocks. She dumping a funnel full of pop rocks up the old pop rock hole. How do you like that there next door? And I pray for that one. Pray for that one. You're like like atomic Rice Krispies in your cooter. It's the war. So she's, and it was for sex, and it was a goofy, stupid thing to do. They put a foreign object in her body. She got septic shock and died. Pop rocks has a body count. No one has ever died from weed. Ever. Never happened. Maybe a guy got a brick fell on his head out of a plane. Maybe. I think I did that joke before. Oh. What year is it? What year is it, Internet? Internet? Is Mike Pence my boyfriend? Where do we go from here? I don't know. I just think it's a load of crap. And these are the people you have to deal with. And then you get an election year, and you're going to talk about family values. Well, these guys are probably going to vote for Pence. That's their family values, is fucking with people. That's the least friendly thing I've ever seen. Who's your hospitality's horseshit? Take that back to Ohio, man. I don't know how you guys feel about your state, but this state's kind of got a real bad attitude about itself. Closed-minded and stupid. We seem to like it. It's much easier to stick your head completely up your ass and make a fool of yourself rather than listening to the fact that maybe there's a cure for cancer and a lot of people don't have to die. Maybe they don't have to die. But save my soul, pray for Jesus, keep the trannies out of the bathroom. Whatever you want to do to distract yourself from it, it's the cure for cancer, and you're gonna feel like a horse's ass when this is done. Because I'm gonna fucking let you remind it. I'm gonna tell you, this is what happened, and you denied it. You denied us. The new guy running for governor, Greg, says he's for legalization. If he is, groovy. Something's gotta happen, something's gotta move. I don't care if you vote for him. I don't know the guy. All I know is somebody said he's pro-legalization. I'm really not particularly happy with politicians right now. Because let's face it, they're all buying into the same game. They're all owned by the same fucking people. And again, we start talking about Hoosier hospitality. What is Hoosier hospitality and family values? Selling your soul to a corporation that sells fucking heroin to your kids, creates addicts, kills people, liver failure, death, and we got marijuana that fixes most of the problems that those guys are causing. Anything those guys can use it for, our shit works better without the death. Suck on that, Eli Lilly, you cocksuckers. Hashtag Mike Pence is my boyfriend. It's gotta work, man. I tried a Jim Morrison thing there earlier. That's really what I was shooting for. But, you know, I don't have a bathtub to shoot heroin in, so I guess I can't finish the bit. The blood sacrifice, right? Isn't that how this goes down? The blood sacrifice for the spell to work. Damn it! Maybe I just gotta shit my pants for the internet. Maybe that's, I'd become the buffoon for the internet. Wait a minute. Please allow me to introduce myself. Yeah. I don't know all the lyrics. I knew all the lyrics to Sweet Transvestite in the other room because they said, oh yeah, Rocky Horror. Please excuse me to introduce myself. You know what I mean? I don't really know it, but I really like Tim Curry, you know? He looked good in net stockings. Isn't that crazy? He looked good in it. You go, damn it, like David Bowie would look good in it, but not me, I'd be like, it would be freaky. It would be really freaky. You would think Mike Pence was having me over to his house. Hashtag Mike Pence is my boyfriend. Good night. I think we're off time. All right, I think that's our show. I think I ran it out. If you haven't, Indiana Talks Radio, don't buy the corporate horse shit. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting Comedy Grinder. You guys, thank you so much. Chris Shaw, thank you very much. Carrie C., Joe Guzzi, and Rhett Castile, thank you guys so much. Again, we got writing workshops on Saturday, 2 to 4. They're free. Come in if you want a perspective change. It's an education class. It's not, this is what you should do. And we do this every Friday. Wednesdays we have services at 7:30 if you want to come out and see Bill's services. And that's, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.